NC pork, good for the plate, great for the state. When you look at North Carolina's talent evaluation, they didn't have a big window to make a lot of judgments on these college players. Belichick was hired in December, really didn't have a staff of any note put together until mid to late January. So the evaluation of players was a little spotty. Let's go ahead and just say it wasn't that good. Carolina had a big money signing in the NIL pool with Purdue quarterback Ryan Brown. He is starting now for the Boilermakers after leaving Purdue, then coming to Carolina for the spring, and then being told to leave Chapel Hill by the Carolinas coaches and then go back to West Lafayette. But right now, he has 7 touchdowns and 7 interceptions. Purdue, a middle of the road team. His completion percentage at Purdue is 59%. He's not the big time answer. And that's why he's not here. But North Carolina then goes out and signs Gio Lopez from South Alabama. Lopez was a fine quarterback, but it wasn't like he was like one of the leaders coming out of the transfer portal going into the 2025 season. But then he has a car accident right before the first game, and Max Johnson is coming back from the injury that he suffered against Minnesota in the season opener a year ago. My question to you guys is, if you don't have a quarterback, can you succeed in any level in college football in 2025? Jim, let's start it out with you because you're the guy who would be scheming to try to make sure that that guy on the offensive side of the ball as the quarterback was not getting the best of your defense.
I am not being critical of how the North Carolina staff is handling this transition. They got a hard job on their hands now. Anybody that says it's easy in this day and time, it's wrong. All you got to do is look at last week when out of the 11 undefeated teams that going into last weekend's games, 5 of them lost. So again, I'm repeating myself, but winning is very difficult right now. It is. And to answer your question about a quarterback, I don't know any championship level or winning team that's ever won, and ever's a long time that's been on the correct side of the won-loss column without having a quarterback that can run the team and carry the offense and do those things. It makes us stay up at night as defensive coaches when you have a quarterback that is the trigger guy that can make decisions, you can throw the ball vertically and throw the ball and make the right decision, when to dump it off and throw the RPO and read everything and make the checks. And I know I'm rambling on about all the things a good quarterback can do, but you've got to have, there's not a team out there right now that's winning with an average quarterback. Do you think Vanderbilt's winning because they've got great players all over the place? Well, no, they got a quarterback that's making a hell of a lot of plays.
Hey, Jim, so I'm going to put you in charge of this Little League football team. Where are you living at? You're living down
I'm in Wilmington.
You're in Wilmington. Little League football team down on the coast, okay? And you got a group of kids, and who are you gonna put at quarterback, Jim?
Brew, great question. I'm gonna put the best athlete that I can find at quarterback, and I'm gonna make them other folks try to tackle his butt.
There ain't no question, Jim. You're going to put your best player at the quarterback position without a doubt. You know, you think about Coach Belichick and you think about how many championships he won with Tom Brady and how many championships he didn't win without him. You know, and that's not that had, you know, nothing to do with coaching. It has everything to do with that position, that playmaker and that leadership skill guy. You'd love. Look at what Drake May's doing with the Patriots right now. Drake May is on fire up there. He was 22 out of 23 on Sunday against the Titans throwing the football. And so, Mike, yes, you got to have a quarterback, man. And if you don't have a quarterback, I'm going to tell you what, you're not going to win very many football games. And it's going to be a very trying season for you if you don't have a guy. And I truly believe this, Jim, and I think you said it. You said it about putting your best athlete. I think in today's game of football, Okay. You have to have a quarterback that can go gain some first downs off schedule with his feet. He's got to be able to go make some first downs with his feet. I think that's one of the most hidden stats in the game. How many times does the quarterback off schedule go move the chains? It deflates the heck out of the defense, doesn't it, Jim?
There's no doubt. I agree with you, Brew, 100%. And I'm going to give the folks out there a great example. Go back and watch the fourth quarter of the New York Giants versus the Denver Broncos yesterday on Sunday of this week. And watch Patrick Nix run all over the field against the Giants defense. And they came back from 19 down to win the game in the fourth quarter. So don't tell me, go through the league right now and just look around the NFL, and you'll see that most every team in that league that's winning has a quarterback that can make plays with his feet.
So North Carolina has a starting quarterback in Gio Lopez. The backup quarterback is last year's opening day starter, and Max Johnson. Yet they have a kid from Kernersville who is a highly recruited quarterback, the 12th best quarterback in high school football, big recruit to retain. He was originally signed by Mac Brown and his coaching staff, but Bill Belichick and the Tar Heels' current coaching staff retains Bryce Baker. But the guy who threw for 39 touchdowns and only 3 interceptions a year ago as a North Carolina prep player has yet to see the field right now. Brew, you were on a coaching staff last year that was involved in turmoil when Bip Poggi was removed and you took over as the interim coach at UNC Charlotte, and you got a chance to make your changes and adjustments down the stretch right there for the 49ers. What kind of challenges is this North Carolina coaching staff weighing the pros and cons of whether or not to burn the red shirt of a true freshman or to save that year of eligibility and give him more of a chance to be better prepared whenever he finally does take the field for Carolina?
They've got to find out what Bryce Baker's got, or else they're going to lose Bryce Baker. Bryce Baker is going to jump in the portal and he's going to go someplace else. Okay. Right now, North Carolina, what exactly are they playing for? Are they playing for a bowl game? Are they playing, and so I think right now, I think that they need to evaluate any and all guys that may have a chance to help them as they move forward. Bryce may be a guy. You said 39 touchdowns last year. I mean, he's a talented guy. And again, in today's environment with the portal, okay, if he doesn't get a chance to step on the field, well, he's not going to feel. I truly believe this. I think it's absolutely critical to play play the freshmen. Let the freshmen get on the field. Let the freshmen understand what traveling's all about, what game day's all about, and so I wouldn't hesitate for a second today to say, hey, I'm definitely going to redshirt this guy. Okay. Without a doubt. Jim, I'd love to hear what you got to say about that.
The decision that you have to make, and maybe they're making this decision down the road till when they get within the last 4 games of the season, maybe Bryce Baker will be their decision and they save a year's eligibility for him. Because if Bryce Baker is the future of North Carolina football at quarterback, I would not want to go into the year 2026 with Bryce Baker never have taken a snap in a Division I football game. I would want him to have significant time playing the game in the 2025 season. Now, I'm not in their meetings. I don't know what's going on with that, but that may be their plan down the road is let's get to game 8, 9, 10, 11, or 9, 10, 11, and 12, and let's find out what this kid can do if he is ready. I mean, if you're not winning, why not find out what he's going to do?
And when you make that decision to go with a freshman in his true freshman year for the last 4 games, that's also a pretty clear signal that Gio Lopez is not the guy. And he's only a redshirt sophomore right now. So he still has 2 more years of eligibility, perhaps paid, perhaps guaranteed. We do not know in terms of his NIL deal at North Carolina. What is that type of decision if North Carolina would say, hey, we're going to let Bryce Baker take the reins down the last 4 games of the 25 season? What does that say to the rest of the roster? And does that throw everybody, I guess, into immediate, I got to get out of here mode if I'm not playing right now? Or is that pretty much already the case anyway?
I think that's a decision that they're going to make from within their coaching staff, and that's a critical decision that they have to make. If they think that Gio Lopez is the future of North Carolina football for the next 2 years, then obviously they're not going to make that decision with Bryce Baker. If they don't think that Gio is the future of North Carolina football at quarterback, then they're going to make some type of decision like that. And it goes without saying that if they make the decision to go with Bryce Baker down the road, then they probably would not care that Gio Lopez decided to go somewhere else.
I would be very hesitant, Mike, very hesitant to do these guaranteed contracts with these kids on these NILs. I mean, there's no way of knowing exactly what you're getting, how they're going to respond. It was a big step up for Gio to come to North Carolina from South Alabama. So I think, to me, I don't think you have anything to lose in playing Bryce. I would, if I had any, if I thought Bryce had any chance, and Mike said this, or Jim said this, if I thought that he had any chance of helping us win next year, I'm going to get him some work this year. I'm going to get him as much work as I can possibly get him. I'm going to play guys in the offensive line where, we've got to create a stability there for the quarterback. The quarterback can't drop back to pass every time and just be feeling the rush and seeing the rush. And, they've got to get some confidence in what they're doing with their pass protection and the passing game. But I think we really, I would be excited to see Bryce. I think that'd be fun. I think the North Carolina fans want to see him too.
As the season moves along, as we make progress through the season and go game by game, really, what difference does it make if you're 4-8 or 3-9? You're really that's totally insignificant at this point in time, because as we've talked about, we're building for the future. We're looking to build for down the road. So I mean, this season we're 2-4 right now, and we're looking at a top 25 ranked team coming into to Keenan on Saturday. That's averaging 40 points per game right now. So I mean, in the end, what difference does it make? 3-9, 4-8. Let's find out how we can be in 2026.
This has been Bold North State Football Daily, an exclusive presentation of the North Carolina Sports Network. Make sure you follow us on social media at the NC Sports Net, and check out our website that is wall-to-wall coverage of North Carolina sports at ncsportsnetwork.com. Our foundational partner is the North Carolina Pork Council, raising the bacon, raising the bar. Telling the stories of the bold North State, this is the North Carolina Sports Network.